underlying the telling of Jesus' parables is this great message of relationship, because that's what Jesus' message was all about, wasn't it? Vertically first with God, and then horizontally with each other. If we don't understand what Jesus is doing, we tend to miss that. A third of the synoptic gospels, Matthew, Mark and Luke, are parables. 1/3.
Yes. I read a book, an old book by George Henry Hubbard. He has a quotation here. What need then to reiterate the trite question, why did Jesus speak in parables? How else should he speak? How else make himself clearly understood by all men, everywhere, and throughout all time? Jesus was the universal teacher. He spoke to the world. Therefore, he used the world language. He chose that form of teaching which would be most plain to the unlearned, most stimulating to the thoughtful, most attractive to all. That form which would convey the truth most forcibly and preserve it most securely. And I guess it's similar to the fact that despite that we are reading in English, and we know it's not the original language and it's gone through so many translations, and language changes. Now, we talked about this with certain words don't mean the same now as they did in our lifetime when we were born. But the parables stand the test of time. They're timeless. And just like Aesop's fables, they're effective now as they were to the ancients. And that's something unique, isn't it? That something could still be so resonant, and yet people find them difficult to understand.
Yeah, and I think it's testimony to the quality of the parable that it can stand the test of time and the translation into other languages and still be understandable at a certain level. So it's understandable at multiple levels. I would suggest that when you view it in the original setting and culture and context, that you're going to get more of the truth principle from it, which you can then bridge forward to the 21st century. And so I would always suggest that you try and get back and dig into that as much as possible. Yes, read it in English. Yes, read it on surface level. Yes, just take it as this is a very good moral and this is a very good moral story. But the parables were looking to do so much more than that. They were taking things that we can see all around us, everyday mundane stuff, and through the use of those everyday mundane things, they were giving us an insight that might open the door to a greater view of who God is. Yeah. And it's topsy-turvy, isn't it? If you think about this, as a kid, we grow up and our parents, as we get bigger, our parents seem to get smaller. They diminish in stature, don't they? But in the dynamic of God, that's not the way it works. As we get bigger in God, we don't outgrow God. The bigger we get in him, the bigger he gets. The more our eyes are open to the incomparable vastness of our God. Unending, unlimited,